Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Resero Network. I am Dan, joined once again by Dean. Hi, Dean.
Hello, everybody.
How's it going, mate?
It's all right. How are you?
Good, mate. Good. Today, we've got our first look at Far Cry 5 in terms of comparisons. We are going to check the performance and see how they all shape up against one another. We're looking at all 5 console versions from the Xbox One, the One S, the One X, the Pro, and the PS4. So yeah, as we always do, we're going to kick things off with the frame rate test. And the frame rate test comes back at a resounding solid. So yeah, but there is one slight difference between the One and the One S versus the One X. What is it, Dean?
So with the One and the One S, the only difference is that there's a bit of screen tearing. As you can see here, 5% of its original speed, you can see the bit of screen tear. But it happens so fast that you wouldn't be able to see it with the naked eye. Like
that.
It's gone.
So basically that slowed down was the clip at the end. Was it running in real time? You can't really see it with the naked eye.
No.
You can only see it when we start to actually put it through the software, and it was like, hold on a minute, there's a bit of screen tearing. So it's not going to affect your performance. Same with the PS4, a little bit of screen tearing. PS4 Pro, Xbox One X, smooth as you like. So yeah, let's actually look at the visuals now. And here we have the One, the One S, and the One X. The text and stuff is a little bit muddier on the lower end kind of consoles compared to the super powerhouses. Same with the PS4 and the PS4 Pro. If you just look at Pumpkin Patch, right?
Yep, Pumpkin Patch. It's a bit like not
fuzzy.
Smooth.
Let's go with fuzzy.
It's like it just doesn't look as nice as it does on the PS4 Pro or the One X, where it's a bit more defined.
Yeah, as we're going to see now. Yeah. I mean, look at that, the clarity in that. It's great. But yeah, so there's a little bit of like more detail on the barn at the back and the roof and the stuff. We can see it here between the One X and the right. The text is a little bit clearer compared to the old gen ones, and her tank top as well. There you can actually see the design a little bit more. Good example on this one is if you look at the sign in the back on the right. On the Pro, it looks a lot clearer than it does on the PS4. So yeah, it's there are slight kind of, considering one's 4K and one's 1080. Like, I mean, there isn't that much of a difference.
No,
you do notice it, but not drastically. The One X and the PS4 Pro versions do look sexy as hell, though. You can notice it on the guns as well. The guns are a little bit more defined. You'll be able to see it here. Now we've got them all full screen. We're going to go for all 5 consoles. We've got the One S, a little bit muddier. If you look at the gun, looking at the gun is a good way to do it. And then you look at the X, a lot more kind of defined.
Yeah.
The kind of the anti-aliasing and stuff like that is all. But you know what? Like, considering that you've got these consoles that are 4 times more powerful than the lower end ones, the One, the One S, and the PS4, there isn't that much of a difference. They've done a really good job pushing the older consoles, but obviously the Pro and the One X are the better versions. Not significantly though. The One X and the Pro, we didn't really notice many differences between them, right?
No, they were pretty much on point with one another. Like, if there is a difference, you'd have to have like Eagle Vision to spot that, but they both look damn gorgeous.
Eagle Vision, because it's a Ubisoft game. Is that what you did? I like it. Yeah. I like it. But yeah, I mean, the Pro and the Xbox One X are gorgeous. But they've done a really good job, like I said, with the lower end. One thing you can notice is that the draw distance, things are a little bit muddier on the lower end consoles compared to the high end powerhouses, which you can see here kind of perfectly. The further you go, it looks more realistic than it does on the muddier last gen. I always keep saying last gen, but it feels like a generation because of how powerful the new consoles are compared to the beginning of the generation consoles. But I mean, look at that, mate. It's gorgeous.
It's a very pretty thing.
It is a very pretty game.
Yeah.
They've done a really good job. And here, because it wouldn't be a Far Cry vid without fire, Dean, because way back in Far Cry 2, they made a big deal about the fire starter kind of spreading wildfire mechanics, and obviously they're still present. There is no difference we could really tell between. Obviously, the 4K versions look better slightly, but I mean, there isn't that much of a difference.
It's just more defined.
We just wanted to show some fire, mate. We just wanted to show some straight up fire. But I'm quite impressed with what they've done with the last gen. Stop it. The earlier gen consoles. But of course, if you are going to be getting a version and you have the higher end consoles, you are going to get the better game. But it is worth reiterating how much of a good job they've done across the board. A stable frame rate, of course, there's a little bit of screen tear, but not really that noticeable, and it's only when it gets really intense. But stable frame rate, and pretty good looking. The 4K, obviously, One X Pro, superior versions, but they've done a good job on the lower end consoles, which is fair play to them. And Far Cry 5 is obviously out next week. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Cheers, folks. Bye.
Bye.